not done purposely, that a particular prototype of female rapping gets pushed to the forefront, if we're calling especially if we're calling hip hop the voice of black people. It's no surprise to me that, this is what the powers that be would want to push to the forefront. But I salute everybody. I mean, I don't look at the artists. I don't fault the artists for doing what they for doing what they feel like they got to do to make it. If that should come up and it works, by all means, do your thing. Like I would like to see more balance on the mainstream level, but I'm definitely not here to criticize artists or say, what you do ain't real hip hop in that, because hey, them ladies go off too.
Absolutely. I'm gonna take a blast for the past if you don't mind, real quick, man. Because like I said, I loved Busta Rhymes. Then I fell in love with Flipmode. I fell in love with Rah Digga. How did that go? How was that created? How did you meet up with I know you were in one group prior to that, but how did that go? Getting with Flipmode.
Well, I was signed with Q-Tip first.
Yeah.
So yeah, Q-Tip was the one that actually signed me and brought me to Elektra. And at the time, I didn't realize it until like years later, watching all these documentaries, that there was like real internal conflict with Tribe Called Quest. Like I was just this little youngin from Jersey, like, what's up? What about the studio? What about coming out? But unbeknownst to me, like, Q-Tip was dealing with his own issues, and I think at that time, Flipmode Squad was forming. Rampage was fresh off of Wild for the Night, and Busta was getting ready to work on. He was starting to work on When Disaster Strikes, and that's when Q-Tip just kind of brought me to him. And I'm like, okay, oh word, this is where I'm at now. Okay, hey Busta, what's up? What's going on? I'm coming down. So you're like, all right, bitch, and then he let me. And then I got on the We Could Take It Outside record, the Flipmode posse joined on When Disaster Strikes. And I think that was the moment that the world was like, well, wait, who is this chick? And with this voice, and prior to that, I had already got my shine on the Fugees album. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I might be like the only female MC that has collaborated with Lauryn Hill to date. So, that was already my moment. That was pretty much what got me my deal, or made it easy for Q-Tip to walk me through the door to Sylvia Rome to even, have that discussion. And once the Flipmode album came out, the Digga birth name Rashia, like it was just off to the races from there. Like that was that was it for me. It was go time then.
Right.
What was it like working with Busta? I mean, I don't think Busta doesn't get the respect he deserves in a lot of instances.
I don't either. I think Busta is like a for real GOAT. Like you can literally count on less than one hand how many artists have been in the game since not the late 90s, since the early 90s that can still sustain and be a chameleon at like. He can do the boom bap, he can do the party, he can do the mainstream, he can do the underground, like he can go yard man on you, like and still be super lyrical. Working with Busta, I don't think I've ever met another artist with the work ethic that man has. Like still to this day, like I don't know anybody who lives in the studio round the clock, 7 days a week, 52 weeks out of the year for 30 years nonstop, and it's still there. Like right now, as we speak right now, he's probably in the studio, and it just like it was almost exhausting to like sometimes it's exhausting to work alongside somebody like that. Like, look, man, I'm ready to go to the club. Like, too much. But I mean, hey. Salute to him. I think when it's all said and done, if he just, keeps on the course that he's on, people going, they're gonna recognize sooner or later, like, yo, we cannot continue to leave Busta out of these GOAT discussions.
You know, that's undeniable. Where's you guys' relationship? You guys cool now to this date?
Absolutely. That's big bro all day.
That's awesome. How did Flipmode kind of disperse? Was that like a contract issue with the labels and things like that? How did the ending fall out?
Well, once we, once say 2003, 2004, like once the labels started merging, remember that there was like a whole big merger that happened where like it really boiled down to, I guess, like 3 labels left or something. I'm thinking like, yeah, we I'm trying to think what happened with our situation. I'm sorry, somebody's calling me from the back room.
No, you good.
But like pretty much we lost our deal with J Records, and from that moment on, we just kind of like lived our life in mixtape land. When we had that popping for like 2 years. That was like around the time like the mix show thing was real crazy. It was like Clue every Monday, Envy every Tuesday, Enough Wednesday, K Slade Thursday. So we did that for a while, and then I would say my last hoorah with Flipmode was the Touch It remix, and from there everybody just pretty much grew apart. But it wasn't like a beef, or it wasn't like everything was amicable. I think I had moved away for a little while. I was like, oh, let me go out here to California and audition for some roles and stuff. Like I got my, caught the acting bug after I did something. So everybody was pretty much doing their own thing, but it was always amicable. And we did actually just recently come together to record some music for a 20th anniversary album. It's yet to be released, but we did it again. Excuse me, and it came out really dope. Just waiting for the high powers to push the button on that.
Yeah,
glad to hear that.
You talked about Lauryn Hill, working with her. Would love to know about how that experience was, and also what do you think happened to Lauryn Hill? We had the miseducation of Lauryn Hill. She was on a high horse, then she had the baby. She kind of went away from the industry. In your opinion, one, how was it like working with Lauryn Hill? And two, what do you think? Why do you think she fell back from the music like she did?
I mean, working with her, to me, she was just, homegirl from down the street. Like we literally grew up a block apart from each other. So,
Okay.
at the time when we did the joint, they weren't the Fugees of today. They were just some musicians, some rappers in the hood, like we were, the outsiders were. Like, man, about to do a song with some fellow Jersey rappers. Let me make sure I got the best verse. That's how Jersey rappers do. So it wasn't until the record came out and we saw the Killing Me Softly take off, was like, whoa, like I think this is about to be like a thing. So that, it was dope to see it elevate to that level after the fact. But at the time, it was literally just rappers doing what we do in the studio. Oh, you got bars, word. Either we battling or we doing a song. So, in that instance, we did a song.
Absolutely. Where's your music bug now? You said you were in the studio recording. How much recording does Rah Digga do nowadays?
Rah Digga is actually behind. I owe a couple of people some verses. Rah Digga got to stop playing with this quarantine. No, but I'm always working. It's been a while since I've released Rah Digga music, but I'm always doing guest appearances and guest features like all over the place. Like every time I turn around, every time I look on social media, somebody is dropping something featuring my, like, oh damn, I forgot I did that. I forgot. Just I just recently popped up on Fourth Disciples album. The algorithm got something else coming up with myself and Bumpy Knuckles and Lil Fame on a project produced by Granddaddy IU. Prior to that, with Rebel Diaz, with myself and and Cyrock called Shooters. It's like I'm always doing verses, and these verses are always popping up at any given moment. So there's no shortage of Rah Digga cameos out there. Now, my music, I did have something really special planned for the 20th anniversary of Dirty Harriet, which was this past April. But once COVID happened, it kind of just shut everything down. But I was gonna release a surprise live album, like a live show album, stream a live show, have it be a paid virtual experience. But then when the day happened, April 4th, it was like, oh damn, is it cheesy to try to charge people to pay to watch this virtual show when like everybody's doing virtual shows now? So it kind of, COVID kind of messed that up. I do have the 10-year anniversary of Classic, produced by Knots, coming up in September. So I think I got a one hot album every 10-year average going on. So maybe I better hurry up and get one out while it's 2020 still here.